Welcome. You're with the Nasty Pastor, and I'm back with another chapter. Read from the Holy Bible, from the second book that Moses was inspired to write. And we're talking about Exodus. You feel me? We're in Exodus. And we're starting with chapter 7 right now. You know what I mean? This reading today is about chapter 7. And you know, the title of chapter 7 is still Aaron. Aaron is Moses' spokesman. So with no delay, let's let's get into this. Let's get into this now. You got what I'm saying? So the Lord said to Moses, "See, I have made you as God to Pharaoh, and Aaron, your brother, shall be your prophet. You shall speak all that I command you, and Aaron, your brother, shall tell Pharaoh to send the children of Israel out of his land. And I will harden Pharaoh's heart, and multiply my signs and my wonders in the land of Egypt. But Pharaoh will not heed you, so that I may lay my hand on Egypt, and bring my armies and my people, the children of Israel, out of the land of Egypt by great judgments." Come on now. Come on now. He peep this out, right? The demiurge is telling Moses to, repeat to Aaron what I'm saying to you, and they will look at Aaron as your prophet. You get what I'm saying? And they're not going to listen to y'all. Nothing you say gonna matter. Now, doesn't that goes back to Pharaoh telling the Jews of the land, the women, the men, Jewish people that was in captive, that was in bondage in Kemet in Egypt, to kill their male babies, but they never listened. They didn't listen to it. Okay. It's in reverse, right? Isn't it in reverse? Isn't it not in reverse? We're not listening to Moses. You get what I'm saying? You get it now? Isn't it in reverse? So what I'm really saying to you is this right here. You got what I'm saying? Ignorance fell upon both cultures, but because the demiurge had a covenant with Jews, with Adam, with Abraham, with Lot, with Jacob, with the Jewish culture, that it was time to hear their cries, correct their cries, and take them out of a land of suffering and bring them into a land of peace. You feel what I'm saying? Peace and harmony. You feel what I'm saying? So if we had, treated the Jews as fairly as we could while they was in bondage, do you feel that the demiurge would have continued or hurt or really how to say it, really what the word demiurge just said, my hand on Egypt, and bring my armies and my people, the children of Israel, out of the land. Now, do you think that the demiurge would have did that? But see, they was treated so unjust. They was treated so unjust that it was time to, the demiurge already explained, been listening, because it said, I've heard your cries, been listening, but it was time to put actions behind it, because there was a chosen one that would listen. You feel me? That would listen. and do as the demiurge asks. Let's finish up this chapter. Read. Then Moses and Aaron did so, just as the Lord commanded them. So they did. And Moses was 80 years old and Aaron 83 years old when they spoke to Pharaoh. Come on, man. They 80-something years old when the Exodus started. You know, Exodus means departure. You get what I'm saying? They're in their 80s. Come on, man. I got, what? I have 25 more years to go before I become 80? Come on now. What are we doing to ourselves? What, you know, when you look at the movie, when you read the literature of Moses, you got what I'm saying? This man was strong as a bull. You get me? 80 years old, strong as a bull. Come on. What have we done to our bodies where that we are tired? I get stress weaken you. I get that. Certain foods you eat keep you tired. I get that. But to be 80 years old and have the strength of a child, a young warrior, you get what I'm saying? A young man in his 20s. You feel what I'm saying? But you're 80. Come on now. Come on, get with me. I'm going to tell you something about your demiurge that you will never understand. If your demiurge wants you to be victorious, you feel me? You can pluck an elephant with your finger and knock it out. Get me? Knock it out. Put it on its side. I ain't gonna say back, because the elephant usually fall on their side. You feel what I'm saying? Can knock it out. Let's finish this up. We're gonna start with verse 8. And it says, Aaron's miraculous rod. Then the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, when Pharaoh speaks to you, saying, show a miracle for yourselves, then you shall say to Aaron, take your rod and cast it before Pharaoh, and let it become a serpent. So Moses and Aaron went into Pharaoh, and they did so, just as the Lord commanded, and Aaron cast down his rod before Pharaoh and before his servants, and it became a serpent. But Pharaoh also called the wise men and the sorcerers, so the magicians of Egypt, they also did in like manner with their enchantments. For every man threw down his rod, and they became serpents, but Aaron's rod swallowed up their rods. And Pharaoh's heart grew hard, and he did not heed them as the Lord had said. Now peep this out. I'm going to break this down a little better. You get me? So maybe if you're moving in between the Ramses read and the Exodus read, let me break something down to you right here about this part we just read. Now, I just explained to you that the demiurge will allow you to pluck a elephant and knock it out. You get me? What did we just read? Our Pharaoh, you get me? Our ancestor brought along magicians, sorcerers to do the same as Aaron could do, right? Throw the rod down, turn it into a snake. You feel me? You get it? And the magicians and the sorcerers of the Kemite culture did the same in return. But Aaron's serpent ate their serpent. You know, as Pharaoh, what that would have told me, I'm up against something more powerful than me. You get it? It showed more powerful than me. You don't have one serpent against another serpent. You have several serpents against one serpent. And several serpents could not win. You get me? Could not win. Now do you understand what I mean? The ignorance in Ramses? Do you get it? You get the ignorance in it? It's being showed to you. You're not going to win. You're not going to win. Let's get into chapter 14. Let's get into verse 14, and the title of verse 14 is the first plague, waters become blood. So the Lord said to Moses, Pharaoh's heart is hard. He refused to let the people go. Go to Pharaoh in the morning when he goes out to the water, and you shall stand by the river's bank to meet him. And the rod which was turned into a serpent you shall take in your hand. And you shall say to him, the Lord God of the Hebrews has sent me to you, saying, let my people go, that they may serve me in the wilderness. But indeed, until now, you would not hear. Thus saith the Lord, by this you shall know that I am the Lord. Behold, I will strike the waters which are in the river with the rod that is in my hand, and they shall be turned to blood. And the fish that are in the river shall die. The river shall stink, and the Egyptians will loose to drink the water of the river. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying to Aaron, take your rod and stretch your hand over the waters of Egypt, over their streams, over their rivers, over their ponds, and over all their pools of water, that they may become blood, and there shall be blood throughout all the land of Egypt, both in buckets of wood and pitchers of stone. And Moses and Aaron did so, just as the Lord commanded. So he lifted up the rod and struck the waters that were in the river, in the sight of Pharaoh and in the sight of his servants. And all the waters that were in the river were turned to blood. The fish that were in the river died, the river stank, and the Egyptians could not drink the water of the river. So there was blood throughout all the land of Egypt. Then the magicians of Egypt did so with their enchantments, and Pharaoh's heart grew hard, and he did not heed them, as the Lord had said. And Pharaoh turned and went into his house, neither was his heart moved by this. So all the Egyptians dug all around the river for water to drink, because they could not drink the waters of the river. And 7 days passed after the Lord had struck the river. That's the end of this chapter. Read. And people show you things. People show you things, people tell you things for you to understand that you're not going to win. And only ignorance allow you to keep ignorance keep you doing what you're doing, of not knowing, or as they said, his heart was cold. You see what I'm saying? His heart was he had no heart for letting people go. You get what I'm saying? So basically what I'm saying to you is this right here. If you want me to break it down a little bit more, you can go up out on that block. You can go in these streets and you could see 3-4 police. Soon as you touch that block, you can see 3-4 police within a 5-minute time, and you still don't leave. Why? Why are you still sitting there? It ain't got to be jump out day. You get what I'm saying? Because see, most of y'all don't come out on jump out day. Most of y'all come out on jump out day just to see what's really going on jump out day. You get what I'm saying? Y'all don't come out to make money on jump out day. You come out just to visualize how things are going to be on jump out day, right? Okay, when it's not jump out day and you see 3-4 police within a 5-minute time, why are you still sitting on that block? You haven't gotten what's going on before you got on that block. You haven't realized that the day you think is jump out day has been changed to another day. Leave. You feel me? Move on. Move. Get it? You think everybody is snitching on you. You're snitching on yourself because of your presence in a high crime area. And you're just standing. You get it? Standing. Have somewhere to go. You get it? Have somewhere to go. Next, you know what I mean? I just want to say this, and I meant what I said. You got what I'm saying? There was ignorance in our community. There was ignorance in our decision making. So please get to listening, because there are things showed to you. You're not going to win. You're not. You're just not. If I woke up, you can't. I realized I wasn't going to win. No more. If I would have kept on doing the things I was doing, I wouldn't be here now doing this reading. If I would have kept on doing the things I was doing, I wouldn't have had a third child. I wouldn't even have a second child. You feel me? I was slowing my life down with the second child. Yes, I was addicted to these jumbos I was smoking. But when you think about the things that hindered your life, I'm thankful that they hindered my life, because one, it kept me out of prison. I did end up going to prison for a stolen car. You get what I'm saying? I didn't go back to prison for drugs. You understand what I'm saying? You get it? I did end up going back to prison, and that's when I became anointed in this culture I'm in. You feel me? But I could have been dead. I could have been dead before my daughter was born if I was still out there full force selling drugs and not messing up. You got what I'm saying? I could have ended up dead getting robbed. I could have ended up dead going to get the package to make some money. You get what I'm saying? You get it? Now you following what I'm saying? There are things that go on in your life to detour you. Pay attention to it. You get it? It's a bigger picture that your demiurge is really showing you. And to make this more simple and plain, your life is a puzzle. Once it's complete, once it's together, demiurge bringing you home. Because your purpose on this earth is done. You get it? Done. Don't stall it. Don't sit here till you 300 years old and realize, let me go help this person that you could have helped when you was 50 years old. You feel what I'm saying? You could have helped that same person at 50 and went on to the next level of your life. Look, you've been with the Nasty Pastor. And what I'm speaking of right now is reincarnation. You feel what I'm saying? But as I say, you've been with the Nasty Pastor. This has been another chapter read of Exodus. I love you, and I'm out.